Hey, this is your recap Aunty. Hey, y'all, this is Shar, and welcome to my channel. Welcome. We are here today to recap episode number 101 of Beyond the Gates. Let's just hope that today's episode is way better than yesterday's because 100 was not 100 like it should have been. Not in my opinion. I mean, somebody else might have thought it was pretty good. I mean, just like Cass said, it was lovely. All right, y'all. If y'all want to also communicate with me, y'all go ahead and look at my front porch talk because I do respond to you all. I don't leave your messages or anything unread or unnoticed. You are noticed. Everyone is noticed on this channel. If I don't see you, it's because maybe YouTube blocked you because of what you said. It might have been went against the regulations and stuff. But otherwise, you are important. Your words are important over here, and your words do matter, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into the recap of episode number 101 for Beyond the Gates. Lego. All right, we started at the country club, and we see a heading on the newspaper said the articulates will be reuniting, baby. And you see Vernon is happy that his lady is home. He says, now I would read the headline of the style section, but with the way you're fidgeting over there, beautiful. She says, I'm scrolling, Vernon. He don't know the difference between a scroll and a fidget. Vernon, everyone gets nervous, baby. I'm not nervous. Unexpectedly panic-stricken would be more appropriate. Baby, you've been on stage thousands of times ever since you've been a little girl. Vernon, let's press pause. Yes, you do get scared. I've been on stage myself hundreds of times, and I still get nervous before. I'm a theater actress, y'all, if y'all don't know, if you're new. And I still get nervous. I really do. I still get nervous. I literally do a whole little routine behind that curtain before I come out on stage because I want Shar to stay backstage and I want the character to come on stage because I don't want to be in my fucking head, lose my lines, lose my blockers and all of that. So yeah, we know we human, we get nervous, but yeah, that's part of being an entertainer, baby. Press play. Well, now I'm a grown-ass woman. Go ahead, Anita. She said, well, now I'm a grown-ass woman, and I should know better than to engage in public foolishness when my family's lives are all in chaos. And you know the craziest thing? After all that rehearsal and being away from the family all that time, I can't even remember the damn moves. And the melodies, honey, the melodies are escaping me. The last thing we damn need is for me to get up on that damn stage and embarrass us all in living color. Quick side note, episode 100 was filmed in April because who was it? Leslie and Eva had did like a little recording celebrating them doing their 100th episode. So we're like April, May, June, July, 3 months behind, baby. So all of this shit is back in April, honey. Ooh, we got a long way to go. Okay, we see Chelsea arriving at the palace. She's like, Gran, sorry I'm late. Girl, Gran ain't there, honey. Gran is at the country club with Granddad. We see Tracy and Sharon rehearsing in the parlor room. Bow, boom, go this way. Ow, ow, ow. Tracy's like, what, girl? And so Sharon says, how that look? Look, girl, listen, we need you to embrace the fact, honey, that we don't look exactly like we did something years ago. That's what Tracy said. Sharon says, speak for yourself, honey. But girl, we still sound like, So Chelsea peeks in the parlor. She's like, what the fuck y'all doing here? Oh my gosh, the articulates. Oh my God, you're really here. Sharon's like, see, girl, Chelsea remember our asses. She recognizes us. I will recognize y'all anywhere. And how do you know me? Child, Sharon told Chelsea that she been following her social media, honey, for years. So they give each other a hug. Oh, stop. Really? Oh, my God. Tracy said that's when Sharon started exfoliating her lips. Honey, girl, don't sleep on us with the full lips, baby. Y'all better exfoliate. They make them kissable. Sharon's like, whatever, honey. It made all the difference, honey. That's what Sharon told Chelsea. Chelsea was like, well, you don't mind if I record some of this, do you? Can y'all imagine if she put that on her page and with the millions of followers, how it's gonna pop? Yeah, girl, record them, honey, please. Tracy was like, oh, girl, honey, go ahead, record away, baby. We ain't never been content before. I know that, honey. I'm just learning how to content. Yeah, I'm in my mid 50s. Content is cool. So, yeah, have a good time. Go ahead and be contented. So Sharon was like, well, maybe you can, influence your young people to follow our little corner of history, huh? Tracy was like, oh, yeah, way back, baby, when vinyl was vintage. Oh, my God, just three beauties and voices destined for greatness. Sharon was like, that's right, baby. And here we are again, baby, making it all happen. Never say never. Okay, so who is this? She said Rowena let her in. I'm so sorry these are late. Okay, we got a new girl. Okay, new girl. She apologizes for being late, so we find out that this is the champion seamstress, baby. Chelsea was like, oh, well, what are we waiting for? Let's see what hundreds of fans are waiting to see you guys don and dip on stage tonight. Ooh, Chelsea looks at it and she's like, yikes. And I might use that as my as my cover picture. Y'all know me. I love the most awkward faces. And Chelsea is giving a very awkward, like, they're lovely. Child, that was a lot that happened before even the intro. This is how you start a show. This was fun. That was a lot that happened in this intro. Okay. Okay, now we're at Danny's house. So Naomi shows up, knock, knock. And so Danny was like, oh my God, thank God that you're here. I need another pair of eyes, okay? Tell me what you think. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, Mom, but does it give us, what did she say? Singing station daughter, such blah, blah, who can walk a fashion week model, blah, blah. Daddy talks so fucking fast. Let me see if I can say what she said. But does it give supermodel daughter of a singing sensation who can walk at a fashion week without hesitation or preparation? I did it, yeah! So Naomi was like, that's a tall order, Mom, and a lot of work for just one damn dress. So Danny was like, I mean, nothing's really official. It's probably a really bad idea. So Naomi was like, well, sorry, has that ever stopped your ass before? She knows me so well, Danny said. She said, have you noticed how this comeback of your grandmother has lit a fire under her? I mean, maybe that's what I need from me and my new modeling agency. So Naomi was like, I mean, yeah, why not, Mama? She said, come on, yeah, help. And maybe you can find something better than what you got on. She just dragged the fuck out of Naomi. You know Naomi is like real plain Jane, honey. For her to be Bill and Danny's daughter, honey, she is so conservative. You ain't gonna see no more than arms on her, honey. You ain't gonna see no cleat. Her stuff fits her tight, but that's it. She's very conservative. As soon as I push play, she was like, well, do you have anything with decent coverage? See, she ain't gonna show no cleat. Just hiding the fact that I'm keeping a marriage ending secret from my husband. So Danny was like, oh my God, do I get to know the secret too? Oh. So she was like, about Martin. She's like, oh, yeah. Danny was like, yeah, oh, awful, awful situation, girl. That poor baby had to hold on to all that trauma alone for all these damn years. So Naomi was like, it makes sense. I could stand back and look at it rationally, and I can totally understand why Martin and Granddad felt like they had to cover up a crime. I know, I understand. It was self-defense. It was a clear and present danger. Danny was like, of course. Wait a minute. So Naomi tells Danny, knowing that my own father had a man murdered, does Danny know this? I haven't pressed play yet. Oh, she didn't know. I'm sorry. Your pappy did what? Naomi's looking like yikes. Wow, look at here. We see Nicole and Martin starting their session together. So he's like, so are we supposed to take notes or something? If you are my patient, but you are my son, Nicole says, I keep everything I know about you in my head and in my heart. Have a seat, baby. Things had been different. She tells him that this is just a conversation, one they should have had 2 years ago. And you heard him say he wished that this would have been different. He said that. But she says, baby, we are here together now. So he's like, he don't know what to say or how to say it. So she's like, look, just start with whatever comes to your mind, honey. And just talk to me like I'm writing a story. Don't censor yourself, no expectations. Just tell me everything that's been going on for you, okay? He said, wait a minute, for the last 2 years? What could be simpler? She's like, and not at all awkward, okay? I will not judge, only guide, and hopefully give you some insight. And he agrees. He's like, okay. He says his top priority is saving his marriage and keeping his family together. Uh-oh. That's that key word. Together. Mama, I really do hope that you can put me on a fast track to making that happen. So we're at the guest house, and that's the outfit. Okay. Okay, it's coming back now. I was on IG earlier today, and I went back to the 100th episode, right? So you see Leslie in that dress that James loves to wear, see her in, the one she's poured into, and you see the off the shoulder jumpsuit outfit that Kat, I'm sorry, yeah, the Eva had on. Well, anyway, there's a little running joke when Eva comes into the room to talk to the three girls. You have Kat, you have Samantha, and I think you have Chelsea. It's like three of them there. I might try to pull it and put it on my page. And they're looking at her like, bitch, get the fuck out. And that's the short set that Kat was wearing. So, man, yeah, we like 3 months behind. Anyway, Samantha is over at the guest house with Kat, and so Kat tells her, like, look, social media is the answer to our situation. Samantha was like, make the content, generate the buzz. And so Kat says, quick study. I knew you come in handy, girl. I mean, what do you think about doing some day in the life videos? I think that she would be great. I think that she would do absolutely amazing, because that's what all the young girls be doing. Or these 40-year-old girls who want to act like they 20s. So Kat tells her, we can use some of the purses that Chelsea has lying around for inspiration. You're just a regular, ordinary girl walking around just Georgetown with the most perfect accessory. So small, it's barely there, but unforgettable. I wonder these original purse designs. Because whoever's the designer is, you better make that money, honey. You better make that money. And one scene, Kat says, cannot be missed, honey. You're sipping boba and slipping your card out of your wee but wonderful wallet. Then you're on Capitol Hill taking pictures with your camera and storing it in your... Oh my God! It's also a fucking camera bag. What is that irresistibly darling little bag that matches and goes from daytime to nighttime? So subtle, but unmissable. So Samantha looks sad, and so Kat is like, what's up, Buttercup? So Samantha was like, oh my God, sorry. I really thought that I was getting better at it. Like you. Ooh, Kat was like, what? Like what, girl? Like, what am I doing? Samantha was like, pretending that everything's okay. What could be wrong? Kat says. It's grand big concert tonight. So Sam was like, I'm talking about Dad and Pop. Kat was like, Samantha was like, oh shit, no one told you? Shit, even Samantha knows when you gotta sit down. First, remember last week? Nicole told Kat to sit down, and then who else? Martin told Nicole to sit down. Now Samantha's telling Kat to sit down. I can't believe Kat never knew. Well, Nicole was starting to tell her about what happened, but this is the end of the story, so she's going to find out what the fuck's going on. Maybe Kat need to be over there with Martin and Nicole to find out what the hell is going on. Child, these commercials kill me. Vivica Fox and Ice Tea. Is it Ice Tea? Ice Tea, honey. She making her money. I ain't mad at her now. Vivica's like, look, fuck y'all. Pay me. And she be making her money. But I'm like, sis. She's my sorority sister, too. I'm like, sis. Child, they do an overhead shot of the palace, baby. If that's somebody's house for real, that is a house, baby. Because, they record in Atlanta. Oh, my God, that's a beautiful house. So we're back with Chelsea talking to the girls about their seamstress outfit. So Sharon was like, girl, tell us what you really think. All right. The seamstress was like, is there something wrong? Shit. Don't fuck with me, girl. So Chelsea's like, actually, now that I'm taking a closer look. Sharon was like, well, go on, child. You're a model. You're a model hip to the latest fashion. Go on, tell us. I love the camera angles because they're strategically like panning the camera around so that we don't even see the color. We don't see what they look like in the garment bags. Y'all are really good cameramen. Y'all better do that shit. But we already seen what they look like, honey. So they're sequins jumpsuits. So so Tracy was like, well, what would you say, honey, if you saw us in these on stage? I mean, come on, girl, tell us what the tea. Chelsea says, these are classic in every sense of the word. Yeah. Elegant and powerfully and retro. Sharon was like, honey, somebody called the cops. Tracy said, I do believe that this girl has chosen three powerful ways of calling us ancient without saying that we're damn old. No, 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 that is not what I meant. Tracy says, well, what did you mean, honey child? Sharon says, what do you mean, honey child? I'm gonna get these fucking names right. There is the original audience. You know, the ones who loved you when you were girls. The ones that want that sweet reminder of what the world was like. You know, a different place, a different time. Shit. Tracy was like, different kind of trepidatious. Okay, what is trepidatious? Y'all know, I'm learning, okay? I got to pull out Chatty Bear and see what she can tell me. Hey, Chatty Bear. Hey, Chatty Bear. Chatty Bear, what is trepidatious?
Well, trepidatious is a fancy way of saying you're feeling a bit nervous or apprehensive about something. It's like having butterflies in your stomach before a big rodent.
Okay, thank you, Chatty Bear.
You're very welcome. Anytime you need a bit of clarity or just a friendly chat, I'm here for you.
Well, y'all heard what she said. Bit of kind of nervousness, I guess. Okay, thank you. So Chelsea continues and says, if you're serious about connecting with a younger audience, Tracy was like, well, that's the dream, right, child? I mean, our sound living on long after we're gone. Sharon was like, girl, they used to listen to us on transistor. What transistor radios? God dog. She said, let's get the ones wearing the earbuds now, baby. And poor Tracy, she was like, And Chelsea says, and the way to get their attention is with something spicy, electric. Grab them in the first 5 seconds and they won't look away. And Sharon says, and then we hook their asses for life. Yes. So she asked her, do you have any idea that we can have this, this upcoming performance live on in the minds of the future generations to come? Just let us know, girl. Talk, talk, talk. Sharon says, but you, my darling, are a certified fashion genius. And Tracy says, oh, my, yeah, you know this is last minute, girl, but you got to help us. Well, I don't know. There's not a bunch of time, but that might be her niche. Instead of her doing purses, this might be her niche. They pretty much are talking about the damn seamstress while she's standing right there. Damn. So Chelsea says, maybe I can work some magic. Her little baby picture that's on Bill's desk, oh my God, it looks just like her. She has not changed. She has not changed. This is gorgeous. So the seamstress tells her, look, girl, just tell me what I need to do. That's all I'm here to do. So Chelsea's like, okay. So Chelsea starts to sit down, tells everybody to come sit. So she's drawing. I was thinking of this piece here and this dot there and this little rip here and this cleavage there and all the good stuff is that a fashionista like her will do. So the seamstress, they finally finished. She's like, girl, if I hadn't seen this with my own eyes. And so Sharon says, I just can't believe how you made all this happen, girl, so fast. Tracy says, girl, it was a completely different look, but we deserve it. Now, y'all know that y'all made this decision without Anita, right? Y'all already know Anita gonna have some issues. You know that, right? Because y'all made that decision without her input. See, I be pressing play, baby. I be in front of the script. Sharon's like, see, but yeah, that's one opinion, honey, that we didn't consider when we talked to this child about changing our outfit. So Sarah was like, Anita's ass. Tracy was like, ooh, honey, your grandmammy's gonna get you. She is gonna get you. Oh my God, stop it. You two stop. Oh, please, she'll love it. I know she will. So we're back at the country club, and so Vernon is like, I take it that we'll be sticking around a bit. And so she's so nervous. I guess so. Anita, calm down, girl. Take you a shot of some, I do it before every show, some Fireball, baby. That will knock out all the nerves and you will get up there and kick. Just do it, honey. Do it. Why do you think Jim Price wants to talk to us alone? Vernon was like, well, maybe he has good news, baby. Just chill. Well, you don't know agents, do you? Vernon's like, stay positive, okay, baby? Right, stay positive. Maybe he wants to tell us that a rare blizzard is in the forecast and we need to cancel. Vernon starts to giggle. She's like, don't laugh, nigga. This is me staying positive. Maybe a hydrant has burst and all the streets are flooded between here and the Howard. So Vernon was like, wait a minute, is it working? Because you could always go back to restitching the hemline or rearranges the flowers for the millionth time like you used to do backstage before the concert. I did not. Anita, stop lying. And then, baby, you would go out on stage, get all those people on their feet and moving, baby. Thousands and thousands of people dancing to the music, forgetting about their troubles, letting your songs lift them up. And you did that shit for years, okay? And tonight, you just do it again, making magic. And he gives his spirit fingers. Oh, baby, you always know how to ease my mind. Oh, well, I've had some practice, he says. Oh, they're too cute. Well, we see Smitty and Tyrell. We haven't seen them in a long time. Long time. So Smitty is telling him that he's going to go and pick up the dry cleaning. So he was like, well, since Samantha's already with Chelsea and Kat, she's going to let them ride with them, and he's going to drop Tyrell off at the Howard. Why are you not going? Tyrell was like, wait a minute, you're just going to drop me off? And Smitty was like, yeah. Then you can text me to pick you up when you're ready. Or you can get a ride with your aunt or your cousins. What about his dad? Just text me and let me know what the plan is. Smitty is so cold. Tyrell was like, or you can just come with me instead of playing chauffeur. Smitty was like, oh, I got so much to do around here. Dad, you're just making up chores. No, I meant that I have work to do. Yeah, that's it. I have correspondences and deadlines. Okay, push pause. Push pause. Tyrell tells him it was just one fight. Okay. On Divorce Sisters, I don't know if Tyrell was a little younger. The character who plays Tyrell, he plays Laz on Divorce Sisters. He has a mole underneath his nose. On here, it's not there because I was like, I don't remember that baby having no mole on his face. So if you look at the very last episode of Divorce Sisters, if you're looking at that, you will see that he has a mole like right underneath his nose, unless he got it removed. On right here on Beyond the Gates, it's gone. Maybe he got it lasered off, but I don't see a mole. But on there, he got one. So again, Tyrell was like, Dad, it was just one damn big fight. And Smitty was like, look, one really, really big fight. Okay, which has nothing to do with tonight. That's what Tyrell says. What do you think will happen when Gran finds out that your ass wasn't there? Smitty was like, she'll understand. So Tyrell was like, well, then make it make sense to my ass, because I don't get it. So we back with Nicole and Martin. So Martin was like, I wish I had all the answers, mama. I used to, but I just don't know it. No answers no more. I'm just easier for me just letting everyone else call the shots. Like pretty much running my life. That's sad. He said he knows that his grandfather was trying to help, but damn. Nicole was like, what was it like for you, baby? A young, powerful man. Now, Nicole's T-Tots are sitting. They sitting. James, wipe your mouth. She goes over his list of credits. Congressional seat, cum laude, head of household. 2 men tried to take your power and possibly your life on a dark country road. I took a life that night, Mom, which led you to lose your power to tell your story, to unburden your soul. It was awful, he says. God, I was so fucking angry and terrified. Powerless to tell the people who would have loved you through this. My husband, he says, you. Granddad told me that I had to stay quiet. Hopefully this doesn't rehash any type of anger in Nicole by hearing this, because he keeps throwing it in her face that he only did this pretty much because Granddad told him to. He said don't say shit, so he didn't say shit. He says, I love him, I do, and I know that shit was for the best.
Was it for the best?
Y'all heard Nicole. She was like, was it for the fucking best? He was like, look, he was just trying, to cover up because he was just looking out for me. That's all. That's what he was trying to do. I guess he loves me. She's like, I don't doubt that shit. And when humans love, we can end up doing the most damaging things. And she ain't lying. Without, of course, meaning to. I tried to save Granddad, and he was actually trying to save me. And I thought that I was protecting Smitty because I agreed to stay silent. What I'm not going to do is go through step by step about him trying to come to the light and acceptance of what he did. I'm going to gloss over it like I did yesterday with Andre and Ashley. This doesn't mean that this scene is not that important. I'm going to listen to it. I'll pick out the important parts, but the going back and forth is, yeah. He said that Smitty thought that he was innocent, all good, the man that he married, but he really didn't like to look into Smitty's eyes because he felt that Smitty would really see the exact type of man that he really is. So Nicole's like, honey, you was forced in this situation, and Mark was like, Smitty didn't give a fuck about that. In his eyes, no, he didn't pack my bags because I had blood on my hands, mama. He kicked me out because of the years of lies, just like you did with Dad. Because I couldn't tell him, but I couldn't even tell my damn self. Yeah, I don't think it's good for her to be his doctor, because he was like, the man that I love don't even want me to be in his life, and I want to be home, my home. And Nicole is going through that same shit. She's literally going through that with Ted. Ted wants to be home. He wants to be there with her. But the man, Nicole and Smitty, are going through the same shit. You have both of your husbands who lied to you, and deuces. But of course, Ted fucked around. But his son around, this crazy ass bitch, all of that, but still, she's going through this. I think that it's a bad mistake for her to be doing a session with him. So we're back at Danny's house with Naomi, which I've really been looking forward to. And Naomi was like, well, okay, I told you everything that I knew, and Dad and his connection to the deceased man at Stance Park. Danny is looking so shocked and numb. Naomi was like, and it's horrifying, I know, Mama. Why you ain't saying nothing? Danny was like, honey, I don't know how to feel about any of this shit, including the fact that I was not informed. Naomi was like, Mama, I didn't choose who knows what. Danny was like, my God, this family, do I laugh or cry? They trusted you more than they trust me? No shade, sweetheart, but if I'm a liability, I'd rather somebody tell me to my damn face. It was probably because of Jacob, Naomi says. So Danny was like, so what? Jacob is a cop. And Naomi was like, yes, and he's naturally suspicious, Mama. The Grands thought that I might be able to keep his ass away from digging too deep into this investigation. Or I'd be in a really good position to let everybody know if he's right on track or not. She was like, I didn't think about that shit like that. Oh, she says that explains why Bill was acting so odd after the press conference. That wasn't. So Naomi was like, well, thank God he has a heart. It sounds like planning a hit on the guy did have some type of damn impact on Dad. Danny was like, wait the fuck a minute. Have you talked to him about this since you found out? And so Naomi was like, about this, honey? No, hell no. Naomi was like, neither Dad nor Jacob. So Danny was like, look, girl, listen to me right now. Danny was like, you are not allowed to have marriage problems, girl. Not about this shit. You are the last couple standing, girl. You need to be a role model for the next generation. Show them that a stable relationship is definitely possible. Naomi was like, no pressure. Then she does close my lip and lock the key and throw it away gesture. Wow, everybody's having these deep sit downs. Okay, you got Danny and Naomi. You have Nicole and Martin. Now you have Samantha and Kat. Kind of, sort of, Vernon and Anita, maybe. Yeah, Anita ain't gonna like the fact that Chelsea changed them outfits. But anyway, we got Samantha and Kat, and so Kat is telling Samantha, I cannot believe my brother and Smitty are not together. Nobody told me that shit. They probably just didn't want to bother you. That's what Samantha said. So Kat was like, because I'm just so busy with the business. Yeah, and you're busy with Tomas. You're busy trying to be a detective. You're busy trying to do the purses. Girl, you everywhere except for where you need to be. Yeah, so that's why they probably didn't tell you. I just said that. Samantha was like, and yeah, because you're so busy with Tomas. And so Kat was like, right, him. She was like, I even saw Martin earlier, and I just went on and on about my damn pathetic life. I ain't even bothered to damn ask what the fuck was going on with him. Pops is just really normally used to it, hiding every damn thing. That's what Samantha tells Kat. So Kat was like, yeah, but that breaks my heart. It really does too. It breaks mine too. She's like, he's my brother and you're his little girl. If I had known what was going on at the brownstone, girl, I would have never texted you about work. So Samantha was like, well, girl, I mean, this is like a vacation coming over here. It's just been so quiet at home. So Kat was like, well, not like a good quiet from someone whose parents' marriage just imploded, girl. I get it. And so she was like, Samantha was like, and why did Dad think that splitting up would be the answer to everything? Because they both are fucking miserable being away from each other. So Samantha really wants Kat to tell her what she can do to help them. So, but girl, ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do, honey. So we're back with Martin and Nicole. He was like, so what can he do to turn things around? Like I said, a lot of these conversations I'm going to gloss over because they're not giving what I normally like to give. I like to give personality. These have been some serious conversations. The only thing that was really fun was the articulates dancing and trying to figure out this outfit, and that was really cool, but everything else is very deep and heavy. So she tells him to take baby steps, and is he asking him, is he still having nightmares? He was like, well, different ones, but the results are still the same. Well, I'm sure Smitty is happy that you ain't there fighting him in your fucking sleep. She tells him that, sleepless nights are part of this whole journey, so let's get it sorted out. He's like, look, I ain't taking no pills, mama. She's like, well, what about some breathing exercises, okay? These are the ones that are designed specifically for insomnia. We sit down, and she tells him to sit back and relax and breathe in and out. And have your fear, your party girl is here. Let's get you two from pouting to partying. Yes. I was like, wait a minute. I thought it was like a commercial that popped on. It was Danny. Danny was sitting at home, baby, with damn Naomi getting sad, and she just popped in. Danny is like, oh, that's my girl. That's my girl. So Naomi comes over to the garden house, and she says she came over there looking for Chelsea. So Kat tells Naomi she just went over to convince Gran to do a video for our social. So Naomi asks Samantha how she's going. She's talking about still devastated. First it was on Danny and Bill. That was a mess. Then it was my grandpa and granddad. Oh my God, who knew? And now my dad's. That is a lot. That's a lot within the last 4 to 5 months that girl has gone through and noticed. Yeah. So she's like, nobody's having a really good relationship right now. So Samantha was like, you know what? Maybe the Duprees should just damn stop falling in love. So Kat was like, I really like that situation. And so Naomi was like, girl, what fun would that be? Well, you and Jacob found the secret sauce, Kat tells her. You two need to teach us a lesson or two. So she said, y'all gonna have to ask Gran and Grandpa about that because they know the secret to a happy marriage. But tonight, girl, tonight is Gran's time to take her ass back into the spotlight. So we are back at the palace and we see Sharon and Tracy and Chelsea. And Chelsea is about to open up a cute little box. So I guess the official launch is for their purse that's within the box. So she's recording the articulates with the box there for product placement. So Tracy don't know how to act. No, I'm sorry. Tracy's looking at Sharon like she a fool because Tracy wants to speak to the box. Hello, Miss Little Thing. Little Miss Thing, you come and sit with us. Make us look good. Now, who wouldn't want a pretty little thing like this? That's Sharon. Make sure you record my good side. And Chelsea's like, okay. So Chelsea asked Tracy, what has she been up to? She's like, look, certainly ain't been sitting on my ass waiting for a comeback. So Sharon says that she's just been singing her way around the world. Go ahead, Tracy. When I like I said, when I see that she's back in town to sing here in Charlotte, because I think she does live here in the area, I'm going to definitely go, and I'm going to try my best to get a picture with her. I'm going to try my best, y'all, to get a picture with Miss Tracy. So she says she's been singing at clubs here and there. I just said that she be here all the time. She said her voice has taken her places that she's only read about as a little girl. So we asked Miss Sharon, what feeds your soul? Music, girl. I couldn't breathe without it, girl. But I keep it local. I give voice lessons and I am the music director at my church in Chicago. She says that's when she's the happiest, when she's leading the choir. So Chelsea asks her, that must be hard to work with so many people at once. Yes, honey. I was a director at my church choir, like in college. And I didn't teach the music, but directing and knowing where you want to go next with a song, it's a lot of work. Being in a room with the most richest sound, with all these major, wonderful voices. I mean, you just can't help but be in a situation that, you feel like you're in a moment. There's just something so very special about that. And it definitely moves you in a different way. So they talk about the church that where Sharon directs at, and it's been a fixture in their neighborhood for centuries and decades. And so, when she's in town, when Tracy's in town, she definitely goes to that church, and Sharon, like her ass, she be sashaying down the aisle, smiling that smile, girl, just waiting to give God the glory, honey, and a solo. So Chelsea was like, so you all have been close all these years. And so Tracy was like, yeah, sisters. Okay, so tell me about my grandmother, Anita Dupree. How have you all kept close to her as a sisterhood with her for all these years? Huh? They're like, fuck that. Anyway, we're back at the country club. So Anita is meeting with Mr. Price, and she was like, "What was so important that you needed to talk to me before the concert?" He says, "The whole town is buzzing, baby." She's like, "Oh, so you're here to make me even more nervous?" He says, "No, no, look, I got a proposition." So Vernon was like, "So there ain't no problem, right?" He was like, "Oh, honey, only the best kind." He said, "Anita, your career is so vast. Show me something you can't do." And he goes on and on and on about how amazing the articulates are, and Anita is. Your fans from your articulate days, of the people who just can't get enough of you, are singing America's Songbook. Then you got to acting. She's like, "Okay, Jim, okay, I know I'm wonderful, okay? Just get to the point." He's like, "I know how you are about taking requests. What about a solo?" Vernon is like, She's like, He's like, "I know that tonight is all about the articulates, but will it hurt for you to give more of what the audience is waiting for, honey? They are there to hear you, baby. They want to hear the soloist. You bring it down the fucking house with that incredible voice." And Vernon was like, "Ha, that sure would make my damn night." "Sweetheart, you can have a solo anytime." But she looks at Prince. It's like, "But no, I couldn't. I know. The spotlight, honey, belongs to all of us tonight." So Anita and Vernon comes back to the palace, and Anita is overhearing Tracy and Sharon talk about her. So Sharon's like, "Well, what would we say, Anita? She's like the third pea in the pod, like another sister." "Yeah, but the sister who married a fancy life and moved to the really rich side of town. We shared a special time in each other's lives." And Sharon continues and says, "When what we went through, baby, binds us forever. Just like family," Tracy says, but Sharon's like, sometimes family, we do drift apart, and unfortunately, we have lost some along the way, but we will always be parts of each other's lives. Our stories, Tracy says, and our music, Sharon says. And you can hear the footsteps of Anita come in, and so Chelsea was like, "Would you mind singing something for us? Just the two of you?" So Sharon says, "Well, nobody ever had to ask me twice, honey." Do, 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 but up. Y'all know I can sing a little bit, right? So Anita walks in, clapping all damn loud. So Sharon's like, "Anita, get your ass in here." Child, if I had time, I would go back and put a harmony on top of that. I ain't got time, honey. I ain't got time. But y'all get it. Y'all heard both of them. You heard them. So Anita's like, "That was gorgeous. Aren't they amazing?" So Chelsea was like, "Well, you saw that for yourself right there. And if you want to see them, you need to come tonight. They'll be here live on stage, and tell me all about it in the comments. Ciao." So they was kissing her. Girl, where have you been, honey? We started getting worried that you had canceled the concert, honey. I'm sorry that I missed the recording, honey, but things ran a little long. So Chelsea was like, I got what I need, honey, but I need to skedaddle. So she leaves. So Anita comes there, honey. She says, are the outfits ready? So Vernon tells the girls, like, look, Anita was afraid that the seamstress had a sewing accident. So Sharon was like, well, you know what? That's real funny because there's something we need to tell you, girl. So while Anita is about to zipping down her garment bag to see what was in that bag, baby, Sharon was like, we had something to talk about regarding these costumes. We had an expert eye take a look at it. Tracy was like, in the expert eye, she did not like what she saw before. So Sharon was like, yeah, fashionista Chelsea, honey, to the rescue. She styled the hell out of those outfits, baby. Girl, Sharon had the nerve to look at Vernon Tomo, excuse her language, honey. Vernon know you got a brutal mouth, girl. You just like Shar. Hush. Uh-oh. After Anita zippers down that garment bag, she says, my granddaughter did this? He's like, oh my God. Ooh, Vernon said, you don't like it. She is a miracle worker. Tracy was like, right, girl, and no time flat. And then Anita agreed. She said, now this, baby, this is a real showstopper. Tracy says, when the light hits it, baby, watch us razzle fucking dazzle. Sharon was like, girl, that girl is talented. And Vernon was like, oh, of course she is. She's a Dupree. Sharon was like, also, she's a Williams, honey, like you were when you were a little girl. Creative, honey. Hungry, unstoppable. Anita says, we all were, honey. Well, we are. That doesn't go nowhere. That never goes away. Tracy said, nope, it does not. So Anita says, I can't tell you how thankful I am to the both of you. Tracy's like, girl, for what? Anita says, for giving me the chance to try to make things right. I only wish Barbara was here. I could go back and do right by her. Sharon was like, girl, we were so young, honey. Our lives were, baby, they were spinning all out of control. Tracy was like, girl, look, the things that fall apart can sometimes come back together if they're meant to be. Sharon says, girl, I guess if we truly want to move on, baby, we've got to let go of that old baggage. What? Sharon said that? When she first hit the scene, baby, she was pissed. She wanted to let go of the old baggage. I still don't trust it, though, because remember, she said that she wanted them to steal the spotlight from Anita. So I still don't know if they reconcile that part, because they want to make that money. I'm still got my side eye on Sharon, honey. Tracy was like, but there is so much good that I want to keep, girl. Like how we saw and did things that we only dreamed of. Anita, how our voices took us places, honey. It led us to people who changed our lives. Okay, not all of that shit was picture perfect. But we had one thing. We had each other. And Sharon says, tonight, baby. And then Tracy says, the articulate, honey, 2.0. Tracy was like, oh, like the kids would say, honey, I don't know that. Up on that stage, baby, giving our best, making new memories. So we're back at Nicole's house, and Nicole tells Daddy, please don't tell Mother that I forgot about our concert. Daddy was like, girl, that is why we need to go. Put your brain on pause for a few hours and remember what it's like to be happy and to laugh. Martin was like, honey, that's easier said than done. And then Daddy's like, compartmentalize. Daddy is special. Compartmentalize. A little trick used by CEOs and serial killers. Wait a minute, Daddy. Focus on what is right in front of you. And Nicole, and what is this supposed to be, girl? Danny was like, girl, I knew that you will be busy and you want me to handle the details, so you're welcome. As for you, Martin, I took the liberties and made some choices that I think you'll really love. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Aunt Danny, but I just can't. He don't even want to go. Damn, Martin. Why you such a damn party pooper? Early this year, baby, you was at every party taking pictures with your hubby and your kids. Take your ass to the concert, honey, please. So we have Smitty and Tyrell. So Tyrell's just trying to determine what he wants to wear to the concert. So he had two shirts in his hand. Tyrell was like, Yeah. So Smitty was like, "Well, I like that one, but the other one in your hand is not yours." And Tyrell was like, that's yours. You think Graham will be able to see me from the stage because you're gonna put that on and take me to this damn show?" He's trying his best to get his pop. No, I'm sorry, his dad to come with him to the concert. Like, look, she's crazy about you. She wants to see you sitting with us, honey. Just come on, Dad. Damn. So we found out that Smitty loves all of her jazz sets that she did in the past, and only her fans would really know. Smitty was like, "Well, look, I'll send her flowers backstage." He was like, "Okay, that'll totally make up for the fact that your ass ain't coming. You better hope that somebody's posting that shit or streaming that shit, or you just gonna just be seeing us living our best life, having a good time." That's what Tyrell tells Smitty. So Smitty gives him back the shirt, like, "Why you keep doing this shit to me?" So Tyrell was like, "Do you really think I want to go out with Pop when I'm still mad at him?" I didn't know that he was still mad. Damn, Tyrell. Tyrell was like, "Look, I can't ditch this. It's grand, and you shouldn't ditch it either." And Smitty was like, "Look, it's not that simple. I mean, it will be if you let it. This boy better tell his pappy about himself." So he just breaks down like, "You told me to never avoid the hard stuff, and here you are, not even want to be there, and you want to miss a moment, a part of history, just because you don't want to be there to say hi to Pop. Man, you trash. And maybe out of all these years, I've been looking up to the wrong person. Maybe I need to be looking up to Pop and not Dad." So we're back in Nicole's house. So Danny tells Martin, "I hope you like the clothes that I chose, because your ass is coming to that damn concert, boy." So he tells Danny, "Look, Mom and I were not having just some random chat, Auntie. We were talking, okay, about some things, about some teens." So Danny apologized, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." So Nicole just tells her that, "Look, it wasn't really an official session, but to be honest, neither one of us is in a mood to even go out tonight at all. But we know that she's going to change her mind, because in the previews, we see her wearing a little headband, so she'll be there." So Danny was like, "What would Mother say?" Nicole, her cold-hearted ass, "Mother's feelings is definitely not one of the top 10 things on my list to worry about." Wow. You cold-hearted, Nicole. I knew she was going to make an extreme change, but damn. She would just simply have to understand. And after the way she and Daddy kept me in the dark about my child, a little civil disobedience won't kill her. Wow. Damn, girl. So Danny was like, "I won't be able to say the same with you, girl." Hey, Nicole, explain yourself. She always be speaking on like that damn pedestal. "This is what happens, girl, when you don't know how to act out when you're a teenager like me. Delayed petulance." That's what Danny says. And then Nicole was like, "I am not being. Imagine if I was throwing this tantrum." This is Danny. She won't even let Nicole finish, and they just circle in the living room while Martin is sitting there watching them like, "Okay." Danny finishes like, "Imagine if that were me punishing Mother by boycotting something she has poured her heart and soul into, girl. And afterwards, honey, when she give you that damn look, the one that you're talking about, that she's right about to devour someone whole, but she's smiling." That's when Nicole says, "Nicole, no, but that fucking look, I'll survive." She don't give a fuck. Danny was like, "See, you're wrong. I'm talking about the ones where she hugs you and loves on you, all the while hiding how hurt she is. Bitch, you want to suffer through that through the rest of your life, huh? Do you want to suffer, huh?" That's what she asked Nicole. So Danny gives her the dress, and so Nicole just says, "Unforgivable." And so Danny says, "Girl, that will be your new name if your ass ain't sitting front row sitter. Okay? That's your new name." So she looks at Nicole's like, "One down," and then she walks in front of Martin and stares him down. She's like, "And one to fucking go." So we're back at the red door, and so Smitty tells Tyrell, like, "Look, of course your pop and I are going to talk, but your grandmother's concert, baby, it's not the best place for that." And Tyrell was like, "Fuck that. Yes, it is." So we find out that Smitty don't really want to go to the concert because he feels that everybody's going to hate him for kicking out Martin. No, I don't think that they will. They'll talk about your ass, but they won't hate you. Tyrell said, "You just making up damn excuses." So he thinks about it a little bit, and he was like, "Nope, no, I'm going to feel awkward. Everybody's going to feel awkward. I'm not going. End of story. Nope. Your call, your consequences." Okay, so we're back at the guest house. So we have Chelsea, Naomi, Kat, and Samantha. That's why. Okay, so that's why they were all dressed in the outfit. Okay, it makes sense now because they did that again. Did that back on April the 10th when they filmed their 100th episode, and they did a little skit on IG. Well, anyway, we see Chelsea comes in, speaks to her big sis. Hey, sis. Hey, sis. So Kat asks her, how was the big interview with Gran? Oh, she was a no-show. So I filmed an intimate portrait with Sharon and Tracy with the Chelsea Cat logo on display the entire time. So Naomi was like, well, that's a good thing, girl. Nice pivot, Chelsea. And nobody else says shit. So Chelsea was like, well, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be appreciated, bitches, because nobody else is saying anything but my big sissy. So Samantha was like, yeah, so cool. Yeah. Kat was like, yay, girl. Kat was like, no, girl, I really mean it. And Chelsea was like, yeah, I could tell, girl. Explain to me why the only person in this room that doesn't work for our company is the only one who's excited. Kat was like, funeral stuff, honey. So Chelsea's like, girl, if this funeral vibe is a result of some family fucking drama, you are looking at the wrong part of the family. Check this out. So she shows Sharon and Tracy. Ooh. And Samantha looking like she damn shocked, girl. I might have to use this as my damn screensaver. I mean, my thumbnail. Because, girl, Samantha, you really are phony, girl. So they're just talking back and forth like, oh my God, that's right now. That's the Articulates in 2025, girl. Yes, girl. Yes, that is them in the flesh, girl. Oh, girl, with the right sample song, honey, that song could go viral. I bet you they going to go viral with they little doo-wops. And they probably make it bigger than Anita. Because viral popularity is way different than it was back in the day. Watch Sharon and damn Tracy go viral. Ooh. Naomi was like, that's blasphemy, girl. Reducing one of the most greatest girl groups of our time to do a sample. Girl, samples be making people rich. Girl, that's blasphemy, girl. What are you talking about? So Chelsea was like, wait a minute. Actually, they might be onto something. So we're back at the palace. So Tracy and Sharon and Anita are talking. So Tracy's like, look, when Chelsea asked about our friendship, and Anita's like, girl, I know. I was thinking about Barbara too. Sharon was like, girls, in every interview, we need to be sure to tell them all about Barbara. Make sure everybody knows she was the original articulate. And Tracy was like, yeah, girl, and how she brought us all together and inspired us to use our voices as one. And then Anita says, unfortunately, that's when everything changed. We led that damn fucking devil to our door. Sharon says Dante Green, and Tracy's like, I cursed the name. They need to bring Dante Green. Dante need to make an appearance, baby, because they talk about him way too much. They talk about Dante way too much. Hopefully he comes to the show. And again, we found out that he was the one that wanted Barbara to be gone. And we let that shit happen. That's what Sharon said. All right now, Sharon, she said, and we blamed you, Anita, because the truth is, baby, it was easier than blaming ourselves. Wow. Tracy was like, Sharon's right. We all played a part in how everything turned the fuck out. They both admit that it wasn't her fault. We just convinced ourselves that was our truth, and we pushed you away from us. Oh. Y'all better make up, because it hurt a hell of a lot less before you could push us away. And Anita's like, well, there's certainly enough blame to go around, y'all. I just wish Barbara was with us tonight. Girl, no, you don't. Let Barbara rest in peace. Tracy was like, right? I mean, correcting our choreography. Reminded us to smile. Just 4 little colored girls from the projects. Cute, loud, and proud. And Sharon just says, and tonight, babies, we're going to go out there and make a joyful noise to hundreds and hundreds of fans. Everything we've done, it was because Barbara brought us together, baby. So let's make sure we make her proud. So we're back at the guest house. So the girls are looking at old songs from the Articulates. And so Kat was like, girl, every time I see the Articulates back in their heyday, Naomi was like, don't it blow your mind, girl? It really do. Chelsea was like, that's how grandma And Samantha says, those are some sick fucking moves they were doing. She didn't say that, but that's what I say. So Chelsea says, so you can replicate them? So what they're going to do is probably take one of their signature dances from back in the day, let baby girl do it because she's building a really great social media following, and that shit will go viral. So Samantha was like, yeah, I think I can do it because Chelsea asked her if she can do it. So Chelsea's like, girl, it's a yes or no. If you fall flat on your face, don't worry about it. She'll still love you, but she'll never let you forget that shit. So Samantha was like, yeah, I think I can. I mean, not as well as they did in the past, but I think I got this shit. I can do it. So Chelsea gives Samantha something. I don't know if it's a purse or whatever. So it's time for us to be mingling in the generations. R&B meets Gen Z. Naomi, girl, you know what to do. They won't know what hit them. It's all on you, Samantha. That's what Kat tells her. She looking like, that was a real bad, awkward end of that scene. She was like, she didn't say nothing. She didn't add anything to it or nothing. They just started laughing. Maybe that's how the script was. It was real awkward. Another dud episode. Okay, we're at the red door, and Vernon actually comes over to see Smitty. So Tyrell comes downstairs smiling and puts his phone in his pocket. We all know why Vernon came over. Vernon just ain't gonna come over there. We know that he will do anything for those grandkids, especially now when he feels responsible for all the shit that went on in that house and Martin's nightmares and this man being DAD and, Smitty kicking him out. Smitty coming. He coming. So Tyrell was like, hi, granddad. Vernon says hi. Because, Smitty ain't dumb. So Vernon looks at Smitty and says, look, I know that we're overdue for some important conversations, son. And you have some questions. Smitty was like, yeah, we are, and I do. But tonight is about Anita. I've known her for such a long time, and we've been through so much. I know how much tonight means to her and what's in her heart. He says all of this to Smitty. Y'all know Vernon, his long speech. Before you know it, Smitty be like, okay, I'll be there, okay. She'd do anything for us or her family, that maybe that's how Martin gets it. Smitty was like, yeah, right. He'd do anything for you too, sir. Evidently. Vernon was like, yes. So, I hope that you'll put aside any animosity that you may feel towards me and show up for your family. Tyrell was like, well, that's what I told him. Vernon says, you're a very bright young man, Tyrell. So, Vernon tells Smitty, look, Anita wants you there, okay? This is your official invitation, and you really don't want to disappoint Miss Anita Williams. So I really hope that you'll be there in the cheering section, front row. Tyrell was like, look, Dad, special invitation. All the way from the tippy top. So he was like, you have to go, Pop, right? Dad, right? So, we're back at the palace, and so Anita sits the girls down. I don't know why she feel like she got to talk like this right now. So, I will make this short, but it may not be sweet. What you finna say, Anita? Come on now, girl. So Sharon was like, well, whatever you got to do, say it, girl. Just tell us. Something has come up that concerns the three of us. And we need to vote, just like we used to. Tracy was like, majority rules, no complaints. Anita's like, Jim Price thinks that I ought to do a jazz number at the concert. Ooh, they looking, honey. That's not her. Jim Price want her to do it now. Don't be getting mad at her now. She had a successful career. Don't get mad at her, ladies. So Sharon was like, wait a minute, fucking solo. Can you believe that he wants me to do the very thing that busted up our group and destroyed our friendship? But I'm bringing it to you before I turn his ass down. Tracy was like, wait a minute, you haven't given him an answer yet? And so Anita's like, I said no. Tonight is about the articulates, okay? But Vernon suggested strongly that I owe it to Jim to at least run it by you. So that's what I'm doing. So let's just take the vote, which will be a firm and final no, and we'll move the fuck on. Lord, we back at Nicole and Martin is talking about, if I go on Danny, I'll just bring everybody down. And Danny says, if you don't, your grandmother will eat your liver for dinner, boy. Danny, no bullying. Now she gonna try to be like really mommying him. That's what Nicole says to Danny. And so Danny was like, I'm sorry if the truth is offensive, but she will eat his liver for dinner for eternity, sis. You cannot hide from it, nephew. This woman is allowing you to live under her roof for free of charge. Facts. That's a black statement right there. That's full blackety black, black, black. So he talking about, I offered the place. Daddy was like, mother doesn't want your fucking money. She wants your total and complete devotion, boy. Your attention, your servitude. She is your grandmammy. She is your grandmother. He's talking about, well, there has been some speculation on some political blog. So Danny was like, well, what better way to throw them off the scent than by sitting front row at your grandmother's comeback? Honey, there'll be way more questions if your ass don't show the fuck up. Nicole, you know how you feel, Martin. But I can't help remembering how mother would sing to you when you were a baby. She sang at every fundraiser that you asked her to. Danny tells Martin, look, just a night, baby. Just to breathe and relax. Okay? All right, and that is the end of episode 101. All right, y'all. I will give it maybe a point more than yesterday, but it was all right. It was all right. I was happy that Naomi talked to Danny about Bill, but I would have thought Danny would have acted more crazier. She acted calm, but I think that she was focused on her mom's big night, so she wanted to put that on the back burner. She wasn't trying to cut a fool. But I promise you, Danny ain't forget. She gonna traipse her ass right on over there to Bill eventually, probably after this concert, and talk to him about having somebody, offed. Because he did put the word out. He did. So it was all right. 101 was all right. It was all right. Well, thank y'all so much for coming by and, just listening to me banter. I didn't do a full recap. Some of these scenes really didn't need to be having each and every word damn hit. It was, you get the gist of the conversation. It was all right. I mean, I guess a couple of weeks ago with everything happening with the secret and everything and all the men meeting in the room, that was more exciting. That was that week. Every fucking damn episode was good. Bill was dragging Vernon. We found out about the damn thing that Kenny kept showing up. That was such a great week. This one, we'll see about this concert. All right. Y'all have a good one. See y'all in the next video. Bye.